I love you.
I love you.
All right, today we're planting garlic. We've been readying our beds for the winter, and we're going to plant garlic in this bed. These beds have cover crop in them, so we'll be covering them with more straw, and if that way it puts some nutrients back in there. And then this one will have our garlic, so we'll put the garlic in there, cover it with straw, and protect it with this fence so the neighborhood cats don't use this as their outdoor bathroom. Okay, so something that I do have is a different variety of garlic. The stuff I planted is a roughneck variety, a little more hardy for this region, and hopefully it grows. There's about, I want to say there's 38 planted. So we'll see how many bulbs I actually get next year when it's time to harvest. And then I think I might plant some of this other variety because I know it will grow, because this is stuff that I've grown in the past from essentially chicken scraps. So we're going to plant that in the ground as well. Usually I've done this is a little bit of an experiment, but I've done this in early spring, like the first week of March. And I planted a piece of garlic, and this is what I ended up getting. So I'm going to go ahead and replant a couple of those, so I have them for next year to see if it actually does well in the winter, and if so, that's great. This is what happened when I planted them in the early spring, when there was still a little bit of frost happening, and they were able to do their thing. I only planted, I think, 6 total, and I got 6 different bulbs. Anyway, the garlic is going in there, or the roughneck is in there. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do like just a few in this bed or in this bed. I also have some perennial plants that I'm going to put into the beds as well. They're herbs mostly, and if they come back next year, they come back next year. But they fell victim to poor planning, poor execution, distraction with going and doing things. So, but we did water them, we did harvest some stuff off of them. They just didn't have the full experience of life in a garden bed. They got to stay in their little plastic containers. So I'm going to keep some of the smaller plastic containers for when I plant my starts this spring, and then reuse those until I can't. I try to do that as much as possible when I buy plants, because it's like, why not? But as for it, if it goes into a bed and it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it's just dirt in the bed that I essentially paid for. That one, I'm gonna plant some of this other variety in this bed, and see how it does. So, yeah.
Just grabbing the rake, checking on you.
Okay, you doing okay over there?
Yeah.
All right.
Got a most of the 5-gallon bucket already full.
Oh, lovely.
But there's a lot of leaks and stuff, so I gotta move stuff around a little bit.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Heroes
Beds are covered. Like I said, there's cover crop in there. If it grows, it grows. I planted some of the perennials, the variety of garlic that I grew last year, and the roughneck garlic that I'm going to grow this year, and the weird onions. Where are you? Right there. They're weird onions. Oh, and my chickens. This one has a fence around it to prevent birds. Those birds. Because they get out from time to time. And the cats, especially, from getting into and demolishing. I do have some chicken wire and other things that I can put over the top of these for the winter. Sorry, I'm horrible about camera awareness today. I do have other things to put over the top of these beds to prevent digging and chickens and cats from getting in there. I do live in clearly a residential area, and so I'm got two driveways essentially. My grandparents owned this house before my parents owned this house and before we rented this house, and they had a giant motorhome that they parked over here, rightfully so. I don't have a giant motorhome, so this is where I have my chickens. We'll have a garden. I'll have my coop, like my new coop, built over here eventually, hopefully soonish. And then I have raised beds here. I grow poppies along my house, and then on the other side I have two more large garden beds that I grow heat sensitive stuff in, like lettuce and spinach and all that on that side. So I'm gonna go put straw over there, kind of ready those beds for winter as well.